Yes, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. I'm going to talk today about the belly aching of Boris Becker, the international tennis star who recently served a full 8 months of a 2.5 year sentence. Was released on an early release scheme. Yeah, he got sentenced to 2.5 years, did 8 months. Yeah, we've got Charlie Bronson. He's been in there 48 years, I think. No murders, no rapes, no interfering with little children, no major fraud. What did he do? Somebody criticised his artwork and he took them captive. He didn't actually hurt them. I know that the guy's saying that he's been terribly scarred by this and suffers from PTSD. Join the club, eh? I spent nearly 11 years in the prisons, and I haven't escaped unharmed, you know. I still wake up, not all the time, but in the middle of the night, from nightmares in which I am walking round the landings of Strangeways and I can't find the exit. I've got no keys on me, I've got a hat, I'm in uniform, all the gear, there's nobody else around, just me, all the doors are shut, and I can't find the way out of that jail no matter how I try. And the thing is, with this PTSD nightmare, which is what it is, I go back to sleep and I'm back on the landings again. And it takes hours for me to get out of that. I wake up again, try and get back, keep finding myself in the damn jail. I have another nightmare about the prisons in which I'm down the block at Strangeways, and there's an inmate being beaten by the staff, which I actually, that's an incident that I went through. I intervened in an inmate being abused, kicked by the staff, and the staff, when I'd got the inmate into a safe cell and locked him in and told the staff I was going to get the senior medical officer, they turned on me and I just got out of there. Yeah, I still have nightmares about that. Not all the time, not as often. I mean, the most frequent nightmare is walking the landings without any keys and not finding the exit. And Boris Becker had a full 8 month in there. Full 8 month, imagine that. 6 of which, or maybe more than that, he spent teaching the other prisoners how to play tennis. That must have been terribly difficult for him. Imagine that, having to teach somebody to play tennis when you've been a Wimbledon champion. And what was it, eight or nine major championships he'd won? Millions and millions of pounds in sponsorship and all the rest of it. He ends up a penniless bankrupt. Well, he wasn't. That was the issue, wasn't it? Boris Becker wasn't penniless. He had plenty cash, he just hadn't declared it. Hence, welcome to Wandsworth. He didn't spend very long in Wandsworth though, did he? A couple of days, 3 days maybe. Then whisked off to some semi-open prison, where he even managed to get 3/4 of his prison sentence dismissed. I see that this they don't know what to do because of the overcrowding in the prisons. Listen, it's coming up to the coronation of King Charles III. Come on, King Charles III. Issue a pardon for all prisoners who've got less than 3 months of their sentence to complete. You can do it for Boris Becker, the belly-aching Boris. Mind you, these Boris, it must be a lucky name, mustn't it? Did you see that performance in the inquiry yesterday? I didn't believe that having a party was actually having a party, you know, and people were telling me that it's perfectly okay to have a party. If you have a look at my TikTok channel, I've put, I think it's 4 different images up there of people who gave Boris permission to have a party at 10 Downing Street. Let me see if I can find you one whilst I'm online here. This is my TikTok channel.
Do there?
This is
back at 10 Downing Street.
This is my TikTok channel, yeah, and it's Jailer John. So if you go onto TikTok, type in search engine Jailer John, yeah, and you should see that. Here we have it. This is the cleaning woman at 10 Downing Street, authorising Boris Johnson to get on with his party. Here we are.
Hello, I'm cleaner at number 10 Downing Street. Boris asked me and I told him, go for it, lad, it's alright. It's alright. And pour me a glass, will you? And I said, Boris, what a lad.
Yeah, that's
Hello,
I'm the cleaner at number 10 Downing Street, yeah. And here we have the gardener. You can see these animated on TikTok. Are we ready?
Oh, do there. I'm gardener at back of 10 Downing Street. Boris asked me about having a party. I said, what thou needs is some ale, a glass of whiskey, and get thyself in there, lad. That'll have a good do. Oh, do there.
So there you are, it's just one or two. He's got his personal assistant giving her Lulu. She's giving him a advice on get on with the party. On with the motley. And as for his disingenuous explanations, I'd be ashamed. But then again, he's a politician. Yeah, he is, isn't he? So listen, Boris Becker, belly aching. Don't do it, Boris. You don't know what porridge is, lad. Have a word with Charlie Bronson when he comes out. He'll put you right. Yep, no doubt about it. Now listen, I don't know if you noticed, but the trees are in bloom. Spring is springing, yeah. And so I'm going to read you a poem here by A.E. Housman that deals with the idea that the trees are in bloom. It's called Loveliest of Trees, the Cherry Now, which is from his collection of poems called A Shropshire Lad. If you've ever read A Shropshire Lad, I highly recommend it. On Wenlock Edge the wood's in trouble, the forest fleece the reeking heaves. The gale it plies, the saplings double, and thick on Severn flow the leaves. Yeah, that's a few lines from Wenlock Edge by A.E. Housman. But this is his poem. That was off the top of my head, by the way. This is, as you can see, there's plenty of room on the top of my head because it's a bit baldy. And that's why I wear a hat. Anyway, so we've been talking about Boris Becker. I would also like to mention HMP London. Have you seen that? HMP London, I bet none of you know, many know about that. They're putting all these cameras up all over London, ULEC cameras, they call them that. Ultralight Emission Zone, yeah? That's what the cameras are called. But in actual fact, yes folks, they're all connected to the police computers. So the police can watch all over you, everywhere you go. It is very much like a panopticon. London, HMP London. You're in it. And they're going to bring 20-mile-an-hour zones in all over the place. Have you ever tried driving an Aston Martin at 20 miles an hour? Hey, I had an E-Type J. You tried driving that at 20 miles an hour. Yeah, I've now got one of these electric vehicles. I haven't tried charging it up anyway because I've got a charging post at home. But the thing is, they're fast. You know, it'll go 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. You're driving along the road, you're doing 19 miles an hour, you're thinking, you know, I'll keep well within the 20-mile-an-hour zone. Yeah, you start to sneeze, achoo, and by the time you finish sneezing, yeah, you're up at 40. It's that quick. And I don't intend to drive fast. Seriously, you've got to be seriously careful. What they're trying to do is get us all off the road. Do you know that? Off the road, yeah. So that we can't drive or we can't afford to drive because our insurance premiums go up so much. The cost of energy, cost of shutting all the pubs. Pubs can't afford to open. Pubs round here, they're shutting, you know. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday closed. Open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday afternoon, and that's it. Seriously. I mean, a British way of life gone. For thousands of years we've had the British pub. The house that I was born in when I was born in a little village called Folridge had at one time served as a pub in the 1700s. Anyway, here we have it, a little poem now. Enough of the ranting. Don't forget, this is the book, folks. Yeah, it's doing well, by the way. It's on Amazon. You can see the name there, John G. Sutton. Yeah, that's me, by the way. When I was a young lad, I was 26 then. Yeah, not changed much ever. So bloody bad. Anyway, here we have it. A. Houseman, Loveliest of Trees. Loveliest of trees, the cherry now is hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride, wearing white for Eastertide. Now of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again, and take from 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are little room, about the woodland I will go, to see the cherry hung with snow. Yeah, I'm past me 80 years and 10, quite by some mark, let me tell you that. But the idea is to keep going. So listen, Charlie Taylor, you Ministry of Justice good buddy, if you want to reduce the population of the prisons, take advantage of King Charles' coronation and grant some reprieve for all the prisoners who have got less than 3 months to serve. They're not going to do any, ain't going to make any damn difference, is it? Because you're not rehabilitating anybody, are you? You can't even let them out the cells to go for a piss. Tales from the jails.